Today on Softball 360, presented by the ASA.
The Bombers battle it out in Cincy. Who comes out on top? I'm Carly Applin, and we'll take you to all the action.
Round 2 of the Stadium Power Tour from the home of the Reds in Cincinnati. Easton's Brian Wegman takes on Mican's Kevin Flip Philby for bragging rights in the Buckeye State.
It's a bad time to suck today.
Venus Taylor reports from the NCAA Women's College World Series as a national champion in softball will be crowned. Later, the ladies of Team USA take the challenge. Get down and crank it up. Softball 360, presented by the ASA, starts right now.
Excited to bring you the news, features, and the how-to.
All right, it's time to get it on.
Welcome to Softball 360, presented by the ASA. I'm your host, Carly Applin, and today the Stadium Power Tour heads to the banks of the mighty Ohio River, where a one-of-a-kind home run derby is happening at the home of the Reds. Some of our long-haul Bombers call this home, and we've got a preview.
Along the banks of the muddy Ohio River, the site of round 2 of the ASA Stadium Power Tour, Cincinnati and Great American Ballpark. Connecting Ohio and Kentucky is the John Roebling Suspension Bridge that inspired the Brooklyn Bridge. Great American Ballpark has been the Reds' home since 2003 and continues to receive solid reviews from ballpark aficionados for its classic mix of old-school design and new-age trends. The light towers are in the toothbrush style of the Reds' first park, Crosley Field. A rose garden blooms on the spot where Pete Rose's record hit landed to beat Ty Cobb's mark in the old park. Attached to Great American, the Reds Baseball Hall of Fame. Built on the old location of Riverfront Stadium, a dream come true for fans who treasure the early days of the Red Stockings, baseball's first professional team. The current exhibit at the Hall features Cincy's hometown heroes, players who are the kings of the Queen City. Team Easton's Brian Wegman knows the feeling. Wegman grew up here and calls Cincinnati home.
It's always fun. Nerve-wracking, but it's fun. We probably have about 50 people here in a group up on the little party deck. So it's, I'm antsy.
Wegs lives the softball life. He owns a major softball complex north of town with several fields and a clubhouse restaurant. It's never easy to play in your hometown as friends and family are all on deck.
I don't mind making a walk of shame, but I don't want my friends and family to have to make the walk of shame out of here as well.
Wegs has logged 7 seasons on the Stadium Power Tour and along the way earned league-wide props and praise.
I think everybody knows in this sport that he's one of the few that can do everything. He plays at pretty much any position he wants, and he hits it as far as anybody, and he can hit it down.
He brings in a consistency as well. He hits them as far as anybody on the tour, if not further. The guy's a freak athlete.
He's definitely probably the prettiest guy on the tour. He's got, people bag on him a lot for his hair, but, I think it's all jealousy. I mean, his hair is, I've never seen anything like it. And it could be 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 8 o'clock in the evening, 8 o'clock in the morning. Wegs' hair is always on point. It looks like he just got out of the shower.
Team Easton won the coveted Manufacturers Cup last year, and the road to a repeat starts right here in Cincy.
I thought 2 years ago was the best bat, and then last year I wound up falling in love with last year's. And this year already, this bat's outperforming last year. So I got no excuses if we don't perform on a Bombers tour.
Today, Wegs has amped up the pressure as he takes on fellow Buckeye Kevin Flip Philby in the Battle of Ohio. Who will own the bragging rights to being the best home run hitter from the Buckeye State? Stay tuned.
We'll have all the action from Cincy a little later in the show. Now, if you have an amazing play or a blooper caught on camera, we want to see it. Share it with us on Facebook or at softball360.com. More to come on Softball 360. Don't go anywhere.
Still ahead, much more than great softball at the College World Series. Venus Taylor shares some softball vacations, hairstyles, and what might be the all-hat first team. Softball 360 is brought to you by ASA USA Softball, the national governing body of softball in the U.S. By Easton Sports, there is a difference. The difference is Easton. By Mikan Sports, elite equipment for the elite player. Mikan Sports. By DeMarini. Upgrade your game with the DeMarini Stadium CL22 and Flipper Aftermath. And by OfficialGear.com, the one-stop shop for umpires and officials.